Now, one more great treat for you folks. Joining us on our broadcast is Shams with us. Thanks for taking the time to take a seat and join us here courtside.
Pleasure is all mine. I appreciate you guys so very much for having me aboard.
Look at the smile on Brent Berry's face. He is thrilled to have you here courtside with us.
Absolutely. Super excited about it.
And a quick look at how the Oklahoma City Thunder's schedule is shaping up. On Sunday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the Atlanta Hawks. And then on Wednesday, they'll defend home court against the San Antonio Spurs.
And looking at the Blazers matchup, that's a contest that I'll keep an eye on. That'll be the 5th time they take to the floor, and they want to get off to a quick start.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. In the backcourt, we'll see Gilgeous-Alexander and Caruso. The 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Holmgren and Hartenstein. And it's Williams at the 3, the small forward. And for Chicago, we've got Buzelis. White is out there with Trey Jones. Then it's Dosunmu, and it's Vucevic in at the center position. Hey, Shams, for the Bulls, the overall approach has seemed to be steady as she goes, stay in our lane, business as usual. But do you think that'll continue?
And business has been good, Kevin. One of the best attendance rates in the league. But listen, this is a Bulls organization that has to figure out its right direction and see how they can continue to build and find a way to build from the ground up and reach new heights, whether it is going a more rebuilding route, a more in the middle route, versus going and really taking big swings. I think this is an organization that is very much trying to find their direction.
Oh, you're kind of setting the table. What could happen with this team? Good stuff. Drops in the tray. Gilgeous-Alexander's got his second basket of the night.
How smooth was that as Gilgeous-Alexander just rising up that time. Great pace.
And that's a foul called on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That is his first foul of the game. Let's take a second look at that fantastic block.
And an early swat like that can really set the tone. Now the shooters will be feeling his presence.
Now here's Vucevic. 12 points his last outing. Holmgren with the block. And it's out of bounds and last touch by Holmgren. And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
And making a statement right away. Letting them know they won't get any easy ones when he's around.
And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Dosunmu, the pass to Vucevic. Blocked again. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's coming off an unbelievably high-scoring game.
Correct.
The latest CBA introducing the second apron, limiting Shams what teams above the cap can
On the second apron, not only of their team, but others, and teams that will have to shed salary because of the second apron and the amount of big contracts we're going to see teams give to players. You're going to see it at the top, but that may dwindle in the middle of their roster. But we will see a more competitive league because of these new CBA changes and less of a chance of super teams and just more parity and dispersed talent.
Do you constantly read over some of these CBA agreements? I would assume that you do, to have a full understanding of terms like the apron, like we just talked about, and all the other things, the luxury tax, all the things that make deals possible.
It's one thing to have luxury tax. It's a whole nother animal now to have the second apron. And that, certainly for teams that are deep in the second apron, that limits their ability to go make major trades, to be able to sign players for more than the minimum. And we're seeing that happen to at least 1 or 2 teams around the league right now. So how will that impact things? But certainly the CBA being 50, 60, 70 pages, that's something you pour through before every calendar.
It is just fascinating. And the timeout called here by Billy Donovan. He wants to check in with his team and regroup.
Here come the T-shirts. Let's hear it for them.
While there's a break in the action, let's take a look at the players who had the most steals in the league last season. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is second. Fourth, Alex Caruso.
And with all the steals these two came away with, they probably put a thought in the back of every opponent's head, and it wasn't a very good thought.
Pass to Buzelis. Now here's Dosunmu. He's covered closely. Clock at 6. Here's White. Makes it off the glass. Shams, no one is keyed on the league like you. Is there an under-the-radar trend that you're seeing around the NBA, or the next thing that you're anticipating may happen with the way the league will sway one way or the other?
Talking to executives around the league, it's clear that length has been very important, but having players that do multiple things and are versatile, that is of the utmost importance right now. We saw what happened with the Celtics winning a championship this year. I think that certainly is going to have an impact on how teams are going to build moving forward. Like the Celtics, you want to have players, 3 to 5 players that are playing heavy minutes for you, that are doing everything out there on the floor, not just one particular move.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it. The Bulls getting the bucket. Here's Caruso. Hits it from three-point range. Caruso's got 5 points so far.
Good to see Gilgeous-Alexander's playmaking evolving here, wanting to get it to the open teammate.
There's a screen. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. White against Caruso. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. Chicago shooting their first free throws of the night. The first free throw is good.
The athleticism and blinding speed White possesses is impressive. This guy plays with a lot of moxie.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Jalen Smith, he's checked in for Buzelis. Kevin Huerter comes in for Dosunmu. And it's Okoro in for Jones. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's got 9.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he'd lay it straight up and in. His touch has left him in this quarter. Nowhere close to the kind of output they need from him. He lacks defense there. He's going to see fewer and fewer chances if he can't bury those kind of jumpers.
Gets it to fall. The bucket from Huerter.
Known for being a scorer, Huerter is good at staying active and then looking to capitalize inside.
Gilgeous-Alexander against White, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
At the line for one.
And the growth that Shea has shown over the years, it has come on so fast with how he has improved, but he's adding to his game.
White with it. Lets it go from deep. He can't get it to go. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, guys, has been on display for the Oklahoma City Thunder. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. We'll return shortly. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And when you consider how the Thunder are doing, guys, what do you think?
Well, this is the edge that great rim protection can give you.
Yeah, you can't be careless with your shot selection out there because some of them are getting thrown back.
Smith is out there with Collins. Then it's Okoro. And it's Kobe White. And it's Huerter in at the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And Shams, we know you are so connected and on top of so many great stories and players and trends in the NBA. I have to ask, what is your... like I'm talking to my teenage daughter. What is your screen time like? You've got to be in front of that computer and clearly in front of your phone every minute.
Hey, Kevin, I'll tell you that much. Thankfully, it's not always like that, but certainly at the biggest times of the year, free agency, draft, trade deadline, it is certainly up there, almost in the 19 to 20 range. Kevin, what's your screen time? I feel like you might have a high screen time. You want to be plugged in. I know it.
I take 2 months off in the summer, but for those 10 months, it's 7 days a week, a lot like you. But I know how much happens in the offseason. That's my interest in sitting next to you here courtside tonight, is that you're watching this game, but your mind is always thinking about this and that, and it never ends. Like, you must not get much sleep. You cannot get much sleep, right? My goodness.